So then people, a little bit of an informal one. I've been seeing a lot of content being put out on social media and YouTube and talking about how to become a successful trader, and to be honest, there is a lot of misinformation, misdirection. So in today's video, I wanted to outline the only two things that you need to have if you want to quickly scale to 10K a month with your trading, and then have the right foundations in place to obviously scale beyond that into those multi 5-figure months as well. Now, for those of you that don't know me, my name is George Limp. I've been trading now full-time for the last 9 years. Again, you can go on my Facebook profile from 2015, 2016 and see me talking about and posting about my trading all the way back then when I was just a teenager. And just to give myself a little bit of credibility for those that don't know me, I've now worked with hundreds of traders, many of which are now multiple 6-figure, even 7-figure funded traders. You can head over to my YouTube channel, click the link somewhere around here. There's a video, or there's a playlist, should I say, on my channel, talking to a handful of those people that have become successful through essentially what I'm going to teach you today. Now, as I said, in today's video, I want to really just outline the two things that you need to have, non-negotiables, if you want to become a successful trader. And the first of those is having an edge in the markets, because honestly, without it, it's just not going to work. You cannot physically see consistent results for 9 years like myself if you don't have a statistically proven edge within the markets. Now, you might have heard this word floating around, maybe you don't really have an idea of what it means. So let me just show you. So on my screen right now, you should see a spreadsheet. Now, this is one of the spreadsheets that I personally have put together to essentially mathematically prove that my strategy is going to allow me to be profitable. I've blurred out a little bit of information on there. I don't want people to screenshot this and go away and try and figure out my entries and my trades and trying to figure out what my strategy is. It took me many years to build this out. But what you can see on there is data from 2014. So this spreadsheet in particular has got around about 10 years worth of data on it. And really what I'm trying to understand here is, if I follow this set of mechanical rules that I've put together over a 10-year period, am I expected to see positive results, right? At the end of that, again, this for argument's sake, at the end of that 100 trade sequence, that collection of 100 pieces of data, am I expected to see positive results, right? Am I making more money than I'm losing it? And if the answer to that question is yes, then I can essentially conclude that I have got a statistical edge in the markets, leading me then to be able to trust these rules and be able to execute on these rules. I've done it before where I've collected data on a strategy and I've seen that over, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe 2 years as a minimum, the net result of my strategy that I put together wasn't positive. So what I can conclude from that was that I didn't have an edge, right? That strategy, that set of rules did not provide me with a statistical edge in the markets, meaning if I was going to continue to follow that, then there's no guarantee that after 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 years, that I'm actually going to see positive results. Now, a mathematical edge, a statistical edge can really be built from any strategy. Let me just get that out of the way for just a second. It can be built from any strategy. It doesn't matter if you're trading smart money concepts, whether you're trading with indicators, you've got more of an institutional approach. It doesn't really matter, right? The art of trading is that anything can work, but it can only work if you have got a statistical edge, right? If that strategy, if that set of rules provides you with a statistical edge. Me personally, I have a set of mechanical rules because that sort of helps you stick to your edge a little bit easier, that I know when I follow, when that opportunity presents itself, is going to provide me with, or it's going to result in me, ending in making more money than I am going to lose. Like I said, it doesn't matter how you're trading, whether it be trend line, support, resistance, indicators, it could be anything, as long as it provides you with an edge. Obviously here there is easier ways to do it. There's simpler ways of trading that can really cut your hours down to a couple of hours on the charts. But what is really the most important part is that you collect the data and that you ensure that that set of rules or that strategy actually provides you with an edge in the markets. Non-negotiable, absolute non-negotiable. I see a lot of people getting into the markets. I mean, some of my students as well, right, where they've just sort of gone a bit gung-ho, they've jumped into the markets a little bit too quick. They're placing trades here, they're placing trades there, they're using this, they're using that. And the problem with that is you do not know if you continue to follow that system or that way of trading that after 1 year, 6 months, 2 years, whatever it's going to be, that you're actually going to see positive results, right? You don't know that the probabilities are going to be in your favor. So collecting data like this, where we assess our currency pairs that we're trading, we assess whether we're taking long or short positions, we look at our entry, we look at our stop loss, we look at our take profit, we look at the risk to reward that we're achieving from that trade, and we look at the result. We can then look at that data and we can understand that if we do follow it, we're going to make money, or if we're not going to make money. Again, by collecting this data, you can also then see whether, okay, maybe I need to look at a different pair. I might only trade Euro USD instead of GBP USD. That's going to provide me with an edge. So you can really start to understand that if I follow this process and follow these rules, am I going to see positive results? And if you can do, then that is really the true definition of you being a profitable trader. So that's the first thing that you need to have if you want to become a profitable trader. Like I said, absolute non-negotiable. Without a statistical edge, you can seriously just forget about trading. The amount of people that I've worked with my company WeTrade, we have hundreds of students now that have come to me and they've said, I've been trading now for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I'm still in the same position. I've got a bit more knowledge, but I'm still in the same position. I make money, then I lose it. I make a bit of money, I make a bit more, then I lose it again. And the simple answer to that is you're not trading with a statistical edge. It's as simple as that. Like I said a million times before, if you do not have an edge in the markets, you are simply gambling. That's it. That's the long and short of it. You're just gambling. So that's the first thing. First thing you need to tick off if you want to hit your first 10K month in the markets and be consistent at doing so as well. Now, the second part to this, and something that is becoming a little bit clearer to a lot of people, the more people that I speak to, the more people that we work with, the more people that understand that this is the best way of doing things. But there's still going to be people there that don't understand this. Number two, the second most important thing, or equally important, is capital. You could have an edge in the markets, but if you're only trading with £1,000, £2,000, £3,000, you're just never going to make any money, right? If you're staying disciplined towards those rules and you're correctly managing your risk, then you could be the most profitable trader in the world in terms of percentages, but if you're not properly capitalized, it's just not going to work for you. It is. I mean, of course, we see people looking at these spreadsheets of these compound calculators and their compound growth over time, but this is, of course, on paper, and if you look at the maths, it works, but in reality, compounding your account over 2, 3, 4, 5 years to turn £2,000 into £200,000, it doesn't happen. Again, I've been in this market for 9 years now. I've seen many people come and go. I've seen many people claim that they do it, but in reality, it does not work. So we need to find a way to get ourselves access to capital. Again, I don't know about you, but when I first started, I didn't know people that had 50, £100,000 to trade with, even sort of low five figures, 20, £30,000 to invest into the markets. I mean, especially as a beginner trader, right? You don't want to just go and lump a load of your savings into the markets when you're still relatively unsure. You haven't got that experience. So we need to find a way to get ourselves access to the right size capital so that we can actually exercise our edge of the markets and be paid what we deserve, right? We need to be paid what we deserve. Otherwise, you have to survive for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, however long it's going to take to actually save and build up that capital. It's not a case of whether you're going to be able to do it. Of course, everybody, when they get into things, they're super optimistic, but you're going to have to survive that 2 or 3 year period without quitting before you can ever get to the stage where you could earn what you deserve from the skill set and from the edge that you have built. So the quickest way that we can do this is through prop firms, proprietary trading. This is essentially a way where we can essentially contract out our skills to those people that have got capital and get a split of the profits that we make on their money. So let me just share my screen and I'll just show you really what I mean. There's a number of There's a number of companies out there that are doing this type of thing. But if we just take a look at this is FTMO. These are one of the biggest firms in the industry. They've been around since 2015, so a very, very long time now. And really, these are the most trustworthy guys. If you're a trader that has got an edge in the markets, you can go to these companies and you can prove your worth to them, and they will fund you with, again, 6 figures in capital. Again, I think now they even do up to $1 million in capital. And we can see here how sort of life-changing this can be for people. Again, they've paid out over $200 million in capital, in profits to their traders. So the people that are managing their money, the people that they are providing 100, 200, 300K to, have been paid out over $200 million in capital. So it's a huge opportunity. It is a huge, huge, huge opportunity. And like I was saying, again, if we just scroll down here, we can see, again, the process is very simple. So you have to go through what we call an evaluation process. Step 1, you sort of have to go through what they call their challenge. Again, it's essentially you demonstrating your skills, making sure that you can prove you've got a statistical edge in the markets. They want to see that you're profitable. They want to see that you can manage your risk. So again, this is why step 1 is also super important, right? You have to build that knowledge. You have to have a good strategy in place to be able to essentially show your worth to these companies. Step 2, again, it's then essentially a replication of what you've done in phase 1, but what they're trying to do here now is evaluate more so your consistency, right? They don't just want to see that you can smash and grab and get lucky and do it once. They want to see here that you can do it twice, and you can show that you've got some sort of consistency within the markets. Upon completion of that, you then move on to phase 3, or again, phase 3 is essentially when you become funded. Phase 3 is when they give you access to an account, so whatever size account you want to manage for them, and this is when you can start earning real money. So again, let's look at this in terms of putting them both together, right? Let's say you've got an edge in the market. Your strategy provides you with, on average, let's say 7% a month. Okay, fairly conservative. 7% is a fairly nice amount to be making from your trading. If you go and make 7% a month on, let's say, £1,000 trading account, I mean, I'm not going to be waking up out of bed and sitting on the charts in the mornings for 70 quid, or whatever that's going to be. I don't know about you, but that's not going to inspire me. That's not going to make me want to learn this. That's not going to make me want to collect the data on what I'm doing. So instead, what we can do is we can go and get ourselves properly capitalized. So for example, if we scroll down here, you can select accounts anywhere from 10,000 up to 200,000, and you can have multiple of these as well. So again, you go for, let's say, a 100K account. It's going to cost you around about £450, I think, to go and actually do the assessment with them. But once you've completed this assessment and you've got access to that 100K account, let's say, you are really in a great position to earn a hell of a lot of money from your trading. I mean, even if you go and make, let's say, £7,000, 7% profit on that 100K account, and you make them 7,000, they're going to pay you out 80% of that. They're going to pay you out 80% of what you've made on that 100K account. So all of a sudden here, you've gone from somebody that maybe has an edge in the markets and is making £70, £100 a month from your trading, to somebody that is now able to pull in, I mean, let's be honest, life-changing money. Somebody that can quite easily be making between 5 and 10K a month with this. I mean, again, if you look at this in terms of scaling, right? I mean, 100K is just the start. I've got a client, Calvin, who I think it was my last video actually. We did an interview with him, and within 6 months he had 600K in capital, was doing between sort of 10 and 12K a month from his trading. A year later, he's now managing 1.4 million in capital. So what he's done is he's gone and sort of maxed out all of these firms, so you can get up to 1 million with FTMO. There's other firms as well that you can go and get capital from. And he's now in the position where he's not just making 5 to 10K a month, he's making multiple 5 figures a month from his trading. So it makes it a lot easier for us to scale, right? We don't have to compound over however many years in the markets to get ourselves to this level. I mean, we can pretty much, as soon as we've built an edge, or we've got access to somebody else's edge and their strategy, we can pretty much instantly get ourselves into the position where we're properly capitalized from our trading. So we can really quickly replace our income and also scale our income as well. I mean, if you're somebody that's sat there making £3,000-4,000 a month from their 9-to-5 job, you can very quickly replace this going down this route. very, very quickly. So, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, really, there's only two things that you need to become a successful trader and hit that first 10K a month from your trading. Number one is a mathematical edge. You need to understand the data behind your trading and ensure that if you follow that strategy, you're going to see positive results. There's two ways of doing so. You can either go and build one yourself, put together a set of rules, collect the data and try and figure out for yourself. Or you can come to somebody like myself who, again, I've been in the markets for 9 years now. I know what works and what doesn't. Believe me, I've tested and tried every single form of trading. So the level I'm at now is very refined. I have a good understanding as to what I should and shouldn't be doing. So you can fast track things that way. And then step two is just about capital, right? You need to have that capital behind you. Without it, you're going to be slogging away and putting a lot of time and effort into really learning this just to sort of end up making a few £100s a month, which is just not going to cut it. So we can go to these prop firms and we can get properly capitalized and very, very quickly replace our income and then also scale our income up into those multi-5-figure months as well. So if you have found value in this video, maybe you want to come and work with me, there's a link below in the description. You can go and apply to work with me there. There's another small video on that page just there where you can get a bit of an understanding as to what it is that we do, see some of the amazing results we've got for our clients as well. And then if you feel like that potentially is something that you would like to pursue and you want to sort of replicate those results as well, you can book in a call with my team. We'll discuss all of the options and give you a little look inside our program as well. And yeah, fingers crossed we'll be working with you and together to help you actually develop an edge and maybe just take our edge and get you funded as well. So again, if you've enjoyed this video, if this has given you a bit of an insight into the markets and maybe you've had a few light bulb moments there, make sure you leave a comment below, like this video, and of course, make sure you subscribe as well. But I'll see you in the next one.